Hi guys, I'm Anna, children's librarian here at the East Hampton Library, and today I wanted to do a little bit of a book talk on some of our easy picture book biographies. Our biography section is one that we don't refer little kids to a lot, but I wanted to take a minute to remind people, librarians as well as parents and children, that there are a lot of picture books and easy readers in our biography section. And especially over these last couple of years, we've really gotten some good age appropriate for the younger kindergarten, first and second grade age group, as well as some topics, a lot of stuff on females and people of different color and different cultures that haven't been adequately represented in biographies in the past. So I've got a few of those I'm going to share with you today. And I'm going to start with a book called All the Way to the Top: How One Girl's Fight for Americans with Disabilities Changed Everything. This book is kind of the 5 to 6 year old age range, so it's on the youngest of that category, but definitely of interest to older kids as well. The true story of a little girl who just wanted to go, even when others tried to stop her. Jennifer never wanted her wheelchair to slow her down, but the world around her was built in a way that made it hard for people with disabilities to do even simple things, like go to school or eat lunch in the cafeteria. When the Americans for Disabilities Act was proposed to Congress to make public spaces accessible to everyone, Jennifer joined activists in Washington, D.C. for what became known as the Capitol Crawl. At the steps of the Capitol building, without her wheelchair, she climbed all the way to the top. Jennifer may be small, but her voice is mighty. Nothing will stop her now. And that is All the Way to the Top by Annette Bay Pimentel. Next, I have Prairie Boy. Frank Lloyd Wright turns the heartland into a home. This one's for children a little bit on the older age range, so your second and third graders or your 7 and 8 year olds will probably enjoy this more than your really young ones. But again, it does have beautiful pictures. Even if you don't read the entire text to a child that won't sit still for it, there's a lot to see in the book as far as pictures and shapes. Frank Lloyd Wright loved the Wisconsin prairie where he was born, with its wide open sky and waves of tall grass. As his family moved across the United States, young Frank never forgot the shapes and sounds of his home. As a child, he built with blocks shaped like rectangles, triangles, and circles. Later, Frank pursued a career as a builder of shapes, an architect who blended his structures with the natural world. It was Frank Lloyd Wright who redesigned the modern home inside and out and developed a truly American style of architecture that celebrated the country's landscape and lifestyle. Living where we do, there is a variety of architecture out here, as well as some famous buildings and spaces that have been designed. So I felt like this was an appropriate one to introduce kids to an architect who's been around for a very long time. So that is Prairie Boy by Barb Rosenstock. Next, I have Beatrix Potter, Scientist. This one I picked because I think everybody thinks of Beatrix Potter and Peter Rabbit, and not everyone knows or remembers that Beatrix Potter was first a scientist. And she was a scientist of many things as far as nature and outdoors, and becoming a painter and a storyteller was actually second to that. But like all women, she struggled to find her place in the field of science. This biography is for grade range 1 to 2, ages 6 to 7, but some younger kids may enjoy this one as well. Before Beatrix Potter wrote the Peter Rabbit stories, she was a girl of science. As a child, Beatrix roamed the Scottish countryside, collecting nature specimens, sketching flowers, and even studying animal skeletons. As a young adult, she was an amateur mycologist, presenting her research on mushrooms and fungi to England's foremost experts. But like many women of her time, she struggled for recognition in the scientific community. This inspiring story sheds new light on the beloved author and artist as she strove to find a place in the world for her remarkable talents. So you may know Beatrix Potter as the woman who wrote your bedtime stories, but there's much more to her story, and that is Beatrix Potter Scientist by Lindsay Metcalf. The next one, I believe, is probably my favorite of the ones I'm talking to you about today. It is called Girl on a Motorcycle by Amy Novesky. This one is a kindergarten range, so as young as 5 to 6 years old. Beautiful, beautiful illustrations, lots of pinks and oranges and reds and some sunset desert tones, and not a ton of text, so some younger readers may really enjoy this one. One day, a girl gets on her motorcycle and rides away. She wants to wander the world, to go elsewhere. This is the true story of the first woman to ride a motorcycle around the world alone. Each place has something to teach her. Each place is beautiful. And despite many flat tires and falls, she learns to always get back up and keep riding. The world is beautiful. The world is good. And that is Girl on a Motorcycle by Amy Novesky. The final one I have for you today is called Dinosaur Lady, and I selected this one because we all know where the dinosaur books are in the 500s, and we all go straight to those if somebody wants a dinosaur book. Or in the picture books, we have our little genre labels that have a dinosaur on them, but we don't very often go to the biographies to look for dinosaur books. So this is the Daring Discoveries of Mary Anning, the first paleontologist. So I'm not even going to give an age range on this one. I think any kid who's interested in dinosaurs or paleontology will enjoy this book. And I do also want to say that this one is available not only in the print format of the book, but also as an ebook, so you can download and read it at home as well. This is the story of a woman who dared to dig, explore, and discover. This is the story of Dinosaur Lady. Mary Anning loved scouring the beach near her home in England for shells and fossils. She fearlessly climbed over crumbling cliffs and rocky peaks, searching for new specimens. One day, something caught Mary's eye. Bones. Dinosaur bones. Mary's discoveries rocked the world of science and helped create a brand new field of study, paleontology. But many people believed women couldn't be scientists, so Mary wasn't given the credit she deserved. Nevertheless, Mary kept looking and learning more, making discoveries that reshaped scientific beliefs about the natural world. Another thing about this book that I want to throw in real quick is that it does have a timeline of Mary Anning's life and a lot of fantastic fossil facts in the back of the book. So if you have a child that's a fact checker, that's also a good choice for that. That is my juvenile biography reading for today, and to encourage you to pick out some of those easier biographies to read with a young child. So hope to see you in the library soon. If you have any questions or want to know a little more about the easy biographies, just ask someone at the desk and we will be happy to help you. Thank you. Bye.